Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to the new preview. This is a big week for Grimsby Town. This is a massive week. 3 games in a week. And the games obviously Forest Green, Wimbledon and Sutton next week. This week could, or I think will, define where we are really, and what we are, and whether we can get out of this. So it's kind of like a triple header. This it's going to be a tough week ahead and a nervous week for all us Grimsby fans, I think. And we'll crack on with the first game of this triple header. Obviously, one of our nearest rivals, Forest Green Rovers, and the team news in general that came from that is that looks like Charles Burnham has picked up another injury. If you did hear David Hartel's pre-match with Matt Dean on Radio Humberside, Charles Burnham did pick up another injury, only minor. So it's only a minor setback. Hopefully we'll be back fairly soon. We also got the names of the lads that were involved in the car crash last week, which kept them out. Unfortunately, that was Niall Marr and Anthony Glennon. Hopefully the lads are all right. Apparently they're back doing light training, but probably won't be involved for a couple of weeks, which can totally understand. And what I found interesting about what David Hartel was talking about, if you didn't hear the press conference, was overseas buying, overseas recruitment. You know, looking at that as a market to go down. You know, and we kind of did that a little bit when Michael Jolly was here. But Hartel did kind of not rule out the possibility of looking abroad for some fresh players to try and freshen it up. It was quite an interesting press conference in general, and I think that we look at what we've got, and the main focus needs to be trying to get in the league, but trying to stay in the league. But I think it could be a good practical way to look at it and go that way. Maybe get some flesh blood from abroad. I need to get my teeth in. There you go. But it was all. One thing I will give Hartel, he does talk very well in interviews. Sometimes it can go over my head, and I'm sure sometimes it goes over some fans' heads. He does talk very well. He's very, very articulated with how he talks and that. But like I said in my last preview, it's now time for the talking really to stop, and we need to start getting results, as our opponents at the weekend have been doing. Forest Green in their last 5 games have won 2, drew 1 and lost 2. They won and drew in their last 2. They were so close to beating Wrexham midweek. It was only a 93rd minute Paul Mullin penalty which stopped Forest Green from picking up the all 3 points, which would have made the gap 1 point going into this. At the minute, the gap is 3. But if you look at Grimsby's form in the last 5 games, 3 defeats and 2 draws, we have to start winning a couple of games. That is inevitable. I mean, yes, in isolation, like I said in the review, in isolation, it was a good draw at Morecambe. but we need to start winning a couple of games, and this week could be crucial. Whereas, again, I see more of a bounce with Steve Cottrell at Forest Green, but I think now we have got Curtis Thompson. He's back in training, so that's a good lift for the team. I did see the training video which Grimsby did put out, preparing for the game. Look like they have some high intensity kind of training sessions, which is good. It's always good to see, but results need to be gotten now, because when we go into a bit of history of Forest Green, obviously we've got quite a history with them, to be fair, but in the last 21 games that Forest Green and Grimsby have played each other, it's 9 wins for Grimsby, 7 for Forest Green, and 5 draws. That is basically with a goal ratio of 28 to 27 in Grimsby's favour. That leads to about a 43% win rate for Grimsby and a 33.3% win rate for Forest Green. So a third of the time Forest Green win. Over 40% of the time Grimsby win. In the last few seasons, I'll just take you through those. Forest Green won. This was after the playoff final, really. Forest Green have had really the upper hand since then. But we'll go to 2019. Forest Green got the 1-0 win over us and a 2-2 draw in 2020, and then Forest Green won 1-0 and did the double in the 2021 season. So really, Forest Green in the last 5 outings haven't lost. It's hopefully we can change things. It was 2-2 last time out, back in November, so not all that long ago, but they've obviously changed manager with Steve Cottrell going in there. Very experienced head, very experienced manager, and Richard Keogh joined them as well on a free transfer, which was a shrewd bit of business, to be fair, by Forest Green. That was a very, very good bit of business. So, and they've definitely improved since. I think they've picked up 2 or 3 wins since Cottrell's been there. No surprise they've had the bounce that they have had. He's got them believing, and as Artell said in his pre-match, they're becoming harder to beat, which is, when you're down at the bottom, that is so key, that you become harder to beat. We need to get to that. Fans say that we did it against Morecambe, we were better. Whether we're harder to beat, this will test us. It's bound to probably be around about 7,000 fans, or so it's said to be. Let's hope so, because the lads need us as well as we need them. The lads need us, and I think we need to all pull together really on this. Sorry if you're finding me a bit gravelly. I just feel a bit gravelly today. And we'll take you through a bit of the betting there. Evens Grimsby are to win with some places. 14-5 for Forest Green. The draw's 5-2. So if we look necessarily, the longest winning run for both teams is only 1 before we've lost games. The The clean sheets is 5 and 6, respectively. 5 for Grimsby, 6 for Forest Green. Matches that actually have under 2.5 goals is 14 and 16. But Forest Green have failed to score 13 times. Grimsby have only failed to score 6 times, with an average goals allowed 1.88, just below 2 a game for Grimsby. They've got a slightly better ratio of 1.79. Not a lot between both sides, really. And the goals scored, we just edged that. Grimsby just edged 1.38 goals a game to their 1 goal a game. And obviously, Mike Stevens is their top goal scorer. Danny Rose is ours. Again, if you look at the stats in general, there's not a great deal between the sides, actually. I don't know where that's... Well, that is slightly concerning. Relegation 6-pointer, if I've ever known one. And it typically is that, to be honest. If you look at where both clubs stand in the league, after 32 games, they 32 games for Grimsby, won 6, drew 12, lost 14. In 34 games for Forest Green, they've won 6, drew 9, lost 19. The goal ratio is 10 goals between them. 34 for Forest Green, 44 for Grimsby, and 1 goal separates them on giving away. Grimsby have conceded 60, while Forest Green have conceded 61. Minus 16 goal difference, minus 24. And obviously we've also got to be aware of Sutton, because I think what might save us at the moment is the games in hand that we've got. There need to be an 11 goal swing for Forest Green to go above us on Saturday. So the chances are they won't go above us on Saturday, but there's always that chance with how they're feeling at the moment. So they're going to feel, if they can go to Wrexham and just miss out on play Wrexham and just miss out on a win, they're probably going to feel like they can come here and cause some damage. I think we've got to. It'd be nice to see Curtis back on the pitch. If he gets back on, probably alongside Gav, maybe Harry moving into a slightly different role. Obviously, with the injuries that we've got to Tamar and to Gleno, by the sounds of it. This is a tough game, and it's one of these that, like I said, and I said in previous games, we support them from the minute they get on the pitch to the minute they come off, because we are all in this together. All of us, players, staff, board, fans, we're all in a relegation battle here, and that, quite strictly, is what we are. And we need to stay in League Two. We cannot drop in League Two. But I'm sure Richard Keogh is going to be a key member for Forest Green towards the end of this season, and they definitely are tougher to beat at the moment. I think we have to look at this and go, we need the 3 points. I mean, like I said right at the beginning of the video, this is probably going to be his most important week since promotion, really. With 2 away games and this home game, but in those 3 games we've got Forest Green Saturday, Wimbledon midweek, and then away at Sutton next week. I mean, you can't really get more of an important week for Grimsby. David Artell says this result wouldn't define our season. This week could. This week will define our season, I think. This week most definitely will define our season and define where we are and maybe what we end up doing. Ideally, you want 9 points, don't you? I think realistically, we've got to get 6 out of 9. And obviously the fans know what 2 matches I'm talking about. But one word of caution, we can't go there as fans on Saturday just thinking the lads have got to turn up. You know, Forest Green have really, really improved under Steve Cotterill, so we can't expect it. This isn't the same Forest Green that we played earlier in the season when we drew 2-2. This Forest Green is far better drilled, far better prepared than what we faced earlier in the season. So it's a tough one. I'm going to be positive. I mean, it was reverse psychology last week, and yes, we got something, but we didn't get the win, although we started well. We could do with a similar start and trying to impose our game upon Forest Green early. And I do think us fans have got to stay with them throughout this, because if we don't, and we might have to be patient in this game as well, guys. We might have to be patient as well to try and get this. You know, things aren't always going to probably go right. On Saturday, there may be periods where Forest Green will have a period in the game. It's inevitable. It's how we respond to their period. Now, for my prediction for this, I'm going to go positive. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Grimsby. That's very positive, I have to say. Can we keep a clean sheet? I think we need to. So, 2-0. I'm going to go for got to go Danny Rose again. Captain Fantastic at the minute, really, isn't he? And I'm going to say, if he starts, I'm going to say Curtis Thompson will knock one in. If not, I think Gav, why not? A 30-yarder from Gav. Why not? I mean, yeah. One thing I just want to touch on before we finish, so I'm saying 2-0, is Gav put out a tweet after the Morecambe game, which I did respond to, where I said for him not to blame himself, anyone could miss. And this is why we all love Gav Holohan, is because he really cares about wherever he plays at, whatever club he plays at. You know, he really cares and really feels like he let us down. No, because in a sense, Morecambe didn't end up exactly the same thing. They should have scored and didn't. Gav had the chance to score and just missed it by a step. But I'm sure Gav's next opportunity like that, I'm sure he'll stick away like the great man that he is. So I'm nervous about this game. I'm nervous. Like I said, I think we need to impose on them. I want to get you guys points. What do you think about David Artell's comments? What do you think about the possibility of hiring some international players maybe over the summer, depending on where we are? One other thing I will mention, obviously, if you haven't noticed, is, or haven't heard, is that the figures are out for last year, and I've got to say the board are doing a fantastic job off the pitch. For Grimsby, the good amount of turnover that we had, 1.4 million in general we got for the FA Cup run, including player sales. If you want to see that, it is in the public realm. If you want to see that, if you want to give me your opinions on that, and the infrastructure and things like that the club's been doing. So, to me, all this is on field. I've got no issues with how the board are or anything like that. I think it's all been great. We now need to just get our results going again. You know, do we deserve to be down there? Yes. Because after 32 games, you can't fluke this. We deserve to be where we are. But yeah, give me your views on David Artell's comments. Would you like us to go abroad and try and get some players in from abroad? And what are you guys' thoughts out of this one? Are you as nervous as I am, or are you ultimately confident that we can get maybe a big winner of Forest Green? Let me know in the comments down below and on the social media platforms. And just let you know, I am on the road to 200 subscribers. I'm very close to that. Anyone that has subscribed, thank you so much for your support and continued support. Next week, the National League will be coming back just for any fans that catch this from the National League community. There is a video next week for the running time for them. But Grimsby fans, let me know down below what you think of David Artell's pre-match press conference, what you think of the figures and how well the club have done financially in the last year. I think it's great, you know, the way they run, and I'm nervous about Saturday's game. Do you think we can get do you think we'll get a win? But my last thought is, I think David Artell says this game won't define our season. No, but this week will. And that's it from me. Leave your comments down below. Please do like, share, subscribe, hit that bell button, and I'll let you know when I upload some more content. I'll do my review for people. I will be at BP this weekend, and so if you do see me, come and say hello. We'll have a bit of a chat, and hopefully we'll get a few other good things going on working on things hopefully for next season. So please do like, please do share, do subscribe, and in the meantime, guys, I'll see you soon. And it's the start of a massive week. Let's hope Town can start the week the way we want to finish it. So I'll see you guys soon. It'll be with the Forest Green review. So we'll see how it goes. I'll see you soon, guys. Ta-ra for now. Bye-bye.